Hello friends, welcome back. In today's video session, we will be discussing on various patient awareness programs which are being organized by pharmaceutical companies. As we know, pharmaceutical sales representatives visits to the targeted potential doctors to promote their company's brand and demand for prescriptions by influencing prescription behavior of the doctors. To support this act, medical representatives are equipped with various pharmaceutical promotional inputs along with some other promotional activities such as customer relationship management activities. One of such customer relationship management activity is patient awareness program, which is also carried out as a social or community services. Due to busy schedule of practicing doctors, it is not possible for them to inform patients on each and every minute things which are related to disease conditions, precautions to be taken during the treatment, various symptoms which are associated with acute and chronic disease conditions, etc. In such cases, few doctors do have their own recorded videos running on their television screens mounted in the OPD patient's waiting room, where patients can watch and understand it. Many pharmaceutical companies who are dealing with acute communicable diseases or chronic disease segments such as asthma, diabetes, heart disease, cancer, or psychological disorder, and even in neonatal and pediatric segment of products, etc., do support medical practitioners with similar patient awareness programs, which in turn help doctors to have a good communication between them and patients. Similar such patient awareness activities which are planned by pharmaceutical companies we will be discussing in this video, along with benefits of such activities to doctors, patients and pharma companies. So let's begin. As we discussed, patient awareness programs are the patient engagement activities where through leaflets, print materials, posters, or even in the video format, doctors can provide additional information on related disease conditions as well as precautions that are required to be taken if certain disease related symptoms are visible to the patients. You also might have seen similar types of posters which are pasted on the walls of OPD waiting room, or somewhere in the corner of OPD a packet of leaflet is kept which patients can read through while waiting in the waiting room before they can see the doctors, or can take away such leaflets along with them as they are kept for the patient's use only. So such patient awareness programs can be organized by the pharmaceutical companies either through print materials or in person by their sales force. In the first picture, you can see at the corner on the table, there are some print leaflets are kept for the use of patients, and patients, they are waiting in the waiting room and they are going through all these leaflets. Similarly, in the second picture, when the patients are waiting in the waiting hall, they can go through the television sets which are being mounted on the wall of OPD rooms. This is how print materials or even in the video format can be used for patient education, or we can say patient awareness program, so that right information should reach to the patients at the right time. Now let us understand the reasons for patient awareness programs planned by pharmaceutical companies. The first reason for such awareness programs are to educate people, that is patients, about disease conditions such as what the disease is, why the disease occurs, what would be the issues associated with such diseases, etc. For example, if a person is consuming high amount of sugar, no exercise, sedentary lifestyle, may develop diabetes. If diabetes is not treated in time, may produce further complications as nephropathy, that is damage to kidney, retinopathy, that is damage to eyes, neuropathy, that is damage to nerve cells, resulting in the loss of sensation, and further complications may arise. The second reason is to make people, that is patients, aware of symptoms and signs. Some patients may not be seeing the doctors for the actual problem but considering some other issues and may get wrong treatment. In such cases, certain symptoms which patients on their own can find out and may presume to have a particular disease condition can get immediate consultation from their doctor. For example, if a patient is suffering with severe headache and consuming painkillers, that will give a symptomatic relief to the patient, but the same headache may occur again and again. If a patient sees an awareness poster on migraine condition, its symptoms, etc., may see a doctor and get correct treatment for migraine. The third reason to educate patients to take required precautions. Even sometimes patients who are diagnosed with a particular disease condition after the treatment of few days when they start feeling good may stop medicines in between and become careless towards the health precautions which they are supposed to continue. Hence, awareness posters make people to understand that certain disease conditions requires to continue the medicines for longer period of time or unless doctors advise they should not stop taking medicines as well as should continue to take all disease related precautions. For example, if a patient is suffering with high cholesterol level related to heart problems, even if the patient starts feeling good, should not stop exercise, should not start taking fatty foods, should not stop medicines in between without advice of doctors. Such patient awareness posters are prepared by pharmaceutical companies for awareness and education of the patients. Thus, such patient awareness programs organized by pharmaceutical companies help patients to learn about the disease conditions, precautions to be taken throughout the treatment period so that they can enjoy quality of life. Thus, patient awareness programs serve as to educate patients about disease conditions which may be a communicable, asymptomatic, symptomatic, acute as well as a chronic disease condition which may affect quality of life of patients. Here you can see there are two posters for your better understanding. The first poster is on educating the patients by doctor on himself on diabetes disease conditions and importance of exercise. Such programs are normally sponsored by pharmaceutical companies with some banners, posters along with some free medical samples that can be provided by the company to the attending patients. If you look at the second poster, which is a patient education poster on diabetes disease condition, educating the patients on what diabetes is, why it occurs, what are the symptoms, and what are available treatments, etc. The second reason for patient awareness program as we discussed is to make patients aware of symptoms and signs because sometimes the patients may be diseased but they neglect symptoms. If they can learn of symptoms, it will help them to avoid falling in severe conditions and detect themselves with these disease conditions in the early stage. Such patient awareness programs can be organized by the pharmaceutical companies in association with the doctors at doctors' hospitals or at the patient's locality. Various such programs can be disease detection camps, detection with free checkup camps, or only patient education programs. For example, pharmaceutical companies which are dealing in chronic disease conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, neuropathy, osteoporosis, etc., can organize detection and treatment camps at free of cost and may also provide free samples in small quantities on prescription of doctors. If condition is found to be severe, then patients can be advised to visit the doctor in their clinic. Such camps are organized as community services as a part of CSR activity as well as it helps pharma companies for their brand promotion. This type of camps also helps doctors to get newer patients and to the pharmaceutical companies to get additional prescriptions. Here on this slide you can see such camps can be organized on open place or at any school in the patient's locality or mega camps can also be organized at doctor's hospital. This will help doctors to make people aware of their hospital address, location, specialty of the doctors so that whenever patient will be in need may visit to the same doctor in future. On this slide, you can see the neuropathy detection camp is organized by Sun Pharmaceutical Company in association with Rotary Club, where Sun Pharma can bring their own neuropathy detection machine and posters will be displayed at the place of detection camp to highlight company name and their brands. Here on this slide, you can see a diabetes and hypertension detection camp which is organized where a diabetologist and cardiologist doctors can see their patients individually or a general physician can see both the disease condition patients. Such patient awareness camps or programs are even organized to educate patients to take precautions before the disease condition occur, a prophylactic awareness program, or it may be during the treatment for effective treatment of the drug and after the treatment to avoid relapse of any such disease conditions. Like you can see here on this slide, to prevent from corona infection, the poster informs people how to take precautions. The second poster is during the treatment of disease conditions like in diabetes to do exercise, consume lot of vegetables, etc. And after the treatment of communicable diseases, how to maintain the hygienic conditions, etc. Thus, patient awareness programs can be well planned by the pharmaceutical companies with the help of posters, camps, etc., which educate people so that they can enjoy their better life. The various patient awareness programs which can be organized by the pharmaceutical companies, some of which can be shown as below. First is diabetic detection drive. Here, patient's blood glucose level is randomly checked. If found above the normal level, patients can be advised to visit doctor's hospital for further treatment. Here, the pharma companies can bring their own glucometer and strips. Pharma medical representative on his own or with the help of doctor's pathologist can check the patient's blood glucose level. Doctors can give prescription of brands of sponsoring pharmaceutical company so that the sponsoring pharma company will get new prescriptions and doctors will also get new patients. In case of hypertension detection camps, doctors on their own checks blood pressure of the patients. Here the pharma companies can provide free samples and doctors may also prescribe sponsoring companies products to their patients. Anemia detection drive is done for women specifically to see their hemoglobin level and hematinic products can be prescribed by the doctors. Osteoporosis, that is bone mineral density BMD detection camp, can be organized by those pharmaceutical companies which are promoting calcium preparations. In such camps, bone mineral density machine is sponsored by the pharma company and doctors can prescribe calcium supplement from the sponsoring pharmaceutical company to the patients whose calcium level in the bone is found lesser. Next is the neuropathy detection camp, detects neuropathy, that is loss of sensation in the diabetic patients. Here also neuropathy detection machine is sponsored by a pharmaceutical company. OPD camps is another concept where pharmaceutical medical rep sits in the OPD waiting room of doctor with his or her prior permission, where it is expected that on that day doctor will give prescription to sponsoring companies brands. If suppose the doctor gives prescription to the brands of sponsoring company that contains 30 tablets of brand on promotion, then medical representative provides 10 tablets as free of cost from physician sample and rest 20 tablets patient has to purchase from the chemist shop. This gives double benefits to the company as by writing company's brand, it may bring brand name in the doctor's pain habit and of course a 60% business from the chemist shop. So these are some of the programs of patient awareness and brand promotion activities that can be planned by the pharmaceutical companies which will help them to develop a good rapport with the doctors. This rapport can further help companies to get immediate prescription for upcoming new brands as well as a consistent business from the doctors. Now let us discuss how such patient awareness activities helps to pharmaceutical companies. Since the doctors who are new in that town, such activities are just like marketing activities for the doctors for their name and specialty promotion so that patients will get aware of it and it will help in establishment of practice for that new doctors. Establishment of rapport with the doctors can help pharma companies to get consistent business for their existing products, and this relationship with doctors will also help companies to get immediate prescription for the new products. Thus, it will help them to successfully launch their new products. Such activities also help pharma companies to get additional prescription from the doctors and thus help in achieving their sales target. And importantly, such activities will also help pharma companies to change pain habit of prescribing doctors, particularly for new products. That is, the brand get registered in the mind of doctors. Now let us discuss the benefits of patient awareness programs to the doctor. The first benefit to doctor as we have discussed is to establish their practice, particularly for new doctors. Whereas such activities also helps old doctors to maintain their patients base by developing rapport with the patients. As this is a competitive market, new doctors are going to come in the future. Such activities will also help doctors to get newer patients as well as establish their image through social activities. Though all such activities help pharma companies to get their business and to the doctors by establishing their practice and getting new patients, it also has certain benefits to the patients as well. Detection camp of disease condition in early stage so that further complications can be avoided. Patients will also get doctor's advice at free of cost in the initial stage. Patients will also get free detection of disease condition checkup and free medicine samples from the pharmaceutical companies initially. Thus, such activities help patients to have a better treatment, prevention of diseases, and it will also help patients to enjoy their quality of life. This is all from my end. Hope you like content of this video. In that case, press like button and share this video with your friends. Thank you. Happy e-learning.